Vlog 56. Let go. Hey guys, Vick here, back with another vlog number 56, if you are counting the number of the vlogs in the same way as me. Vlog number 56. What am I vaping on in today's vlog? All the things that we'll be talking about, of course, but to start with, I'm vaping on the Ray from Coil Master, little dual coil RTA. Just reviewed it, check that out if you missed it. Still rocking the Ideal Home Show stickered up Battle Star from Smoan. I've always really liked this mod. You know, it doesn't pull up any trees, but I've always sort of got on with it. Handy little mod to have. Inside I have Monkey Jizz from the Vaping King, so check that out. That's what I'm vaping on. Now, because I do the Q&A thing now, or I think I am, for the time being, I'm going to continue with the Q&A thing. I'm not going to be reading viewer comments in this vlog. However, I do have a discussion point for us. In this vlog, I will be replying to the comments and we'll be chatting away in the comments section should you desire. So, I did just do the Ray RTA, as I've just said. And in the review, Bubby Blindy said this. I feel you, Vic. What a lame hunk of junk to be pumping out for the Xmas consumer. Gold. I mean, we have things like the Titan by Steam Crave, the Bogan's Bonza, etc. Maybe perhaps just Coil Master should change their name to Lame Master. Or, of recent, Disaster Master. Money, money, money. Reinvent that wheel. Now, what he's referring to here is the fact that the Ray is a little bit samey, I guess. It doesn't have any unique or special features. It's just a 2mm capacity, 24mm RTA with a velocity dual post deck. Now, it's interesting that he feels like that's what I was getting at in the review. I did say that, you know, it wasn't particularly innovative in that video, but actually I feel it's really solid, and I don't really have a problem with a company just doing something simple really well, and they have done this well. It is well put together and it does vape very nicely. It isn't super innovative, but I don't really have a problem with it. He mentions the Titan, which is that new 41mm wide tank from Steam Crave that holds something like 18 or 28mm of juice. And he mentions that as well. I mean, that's really big. For me, that just soars over my head. There's never a time when I need to carry that much juice in the tank for me personally. But and it's huge. It's like, you know, it's absolutely ridiculously big. So I don't. That Titan one passes me by a bit. It's not really for me. I don't know. Is it for you? The Bonza's a very good RDA. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this. Are you more excited about the Titan, the 41mm, 25mm capacity tank, or are you more interested in this? A very safe, a very standard, a very typical RTA from Coil Master. I'd be interested to know your thoughts. Are you serious? Do you own a Titan? Are you considering a Titan? It's huge. It's a huge thing. Each to their own. If you are and you're loving it or whatever, that's great. I'm happy for you. But I feel much more comfortable with these little RTAs than that. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Maybe neither interest you. That one's too big. This one's too samey. Maybe, you know, what RTAs are catching your eye? Are RTAs dead? Some people suggesting it's the death of the RTA with the popularity growth of squonking. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. We'll have a chat in the comments, and I'll reflect on this one topic in the next vlog, but I won't be reading out loads of comments. I might read out a few as part of that conversation, but let me know. Does this things like this bore you to tears? Are you done with RTAs in general? What do you think about the Titan? Do you think it's silly, or are you really excited about it? Do you want one? Is it right up your street? Are you vaping over Are you vaping that much juice in a day? That is top fill such a problem? Is it such a problem to just top fill, your tank when it gets low? I don't know. Okay, let me know. Let me know in the comments. That's why I'm asking, because I don't know. Right. Okay. So we've got a lot of stuff to cover in this vlog. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 products to show you. I've also got an unboxing, on-camera unboxing of a product as well that I've been holding back for this purpose. And then I've got some other bits and bats to show you. I've got 2 things that I'm supposed to review that I'm not going to review. So I've got those to show you as well later. And lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff. So let's just crack right on with it. New in for review, kind of. Let's just start at the top. The Vulcan Mech, the Vulcan Mechanical Mod and RDA. I believe it's called the Alpha, something like that. The deck is a lot like the Skill. It's a lot like the Skill RDA. If you're familiar with that one, the Twisted Messes Skill, it's got 2 very, very wide screw grooves, and you literally just place the screw in that whole thing. It's like a 2-post thing. You put your 2 leads in, and a very handy little RDA there. And it's sort of made to match with the Vulcan symbol on this mech, their new mech. So for those that don't know, it is Vulcan Bros. They did this juice. We talked about it a while ago. Incidentally, number 1, I've probably got it to hand. There it is. This one from Vulcan Bros. So they did the juice first. This was the juice that they brought out first, Vulcan Bros. I love this one. I love this custard. Hachu. The custard is absolutely glorious. Yeah, and so it's Stuart from VTUK, the live show that's on a Tuesdays. He's produced that juice. He's part of the company that produced that juice, and also the RDA and mech. Now the mech can hold 2700s and 18650s. A lot of this stuff is going to have to wait for the review. It's not actually available to buy on the web yet. They had them for sale at Expo. He gave me mine at Expo. But they're not actually available online yet. And so I've been holding back the review for when they are, just so it doesn't annoy people. So I need to touch base with him on that. But yeah, it's a 18650 mech that you can use 2700s on as well. Comes with this matchy RDA. You can put whatever you want on, obviously, but it comes with this quite cool RDA. It's a really nice looking thing. I must admit I prefer it a lot more in 18650 than 2700, but we'll get onto that when we actually get around to reviewing it. But a very cool mech mod. Very cool mech mod. Magnets. Got a whole magnet situation going on for the Switch. Yeah, pretty cool, but wait for the review. The review will be coming soon for that. It's literally top of the list, but I don't know if it'll be next because I need to talk to Stuart about that. But yeah, check out Vulcan Bros. Get the juice. Anyway, that number 1. If you like custards, it's really good. Really, really good. Also, sticking with mech mods and RDAs. Also at Expo, I believe. Yeah, I think so. I think Expo has handed this. This is the Combo RDA from iJoy. Now, I think it's been out a while, but I don't know if it was available separately before. But as luck would have it, they gave me the rainbow one. So check that out. I've got it on here now. Look at this, full rainbow matchy setup. This is the Wonder Vape 2700? Something like that. Something like that. I have reviewed the actual mech, but yeah, now I've got that matchy RDA. I don't know what I'll do about this RDA. It's like it's got these sort of like springy post things. They've never gone well in the past, these things, but I've heard some good stuff about these. So I'm planning a video on that. It's all cleaned up, but so that's the thing. That's in the list. It's in the queue. Thought I'd show it you. Combo RDA from iJoy. Springy post. So what happens is you press it down, which opens the hole. You put your lead through. You let go, tightens it up. So it's like a screwless post thing, because it's such hard work screwing down those posts. So yes, that's a thing. That's a thing. Peerless RDTA. Peerless RDTA from, is it Geek Vape? No, Digiflavor? Geek Vape? Oh, I'm getting senile. Geek Vape. Geek Vape Peerless RDTA. I've got it on my Tesla Punk. Have you seen the review for that? I did a review for that. Tesla Punk 220. Talk about that a bit later. But yeah, that's got it on there. So it's a brass gold matchy thing. It's not super matchy, but I like the way it matches up. Yeah, Peerless RDTA. So what we've got going on here is a really interesting clamp system. I might have a vape on this. Let's have a vape on it. It's a really nice vape, actually. It's a really nice RDTA. Two things, though. The wicking holes that you put the cotton down, they could be so much bigger. They seem to have really boxed it off, and I don't know what the logic is behind that. They could have been way bigger. And it's not like their first attempt at an RDTA, so I don't get why they did that. Having said that, it wicks absolutely fine, so I don't know what I'm worrying about. The other thing is the capacity. Look at the size of the tank. Can you see that? How tiny that is? You are firing through juice. I know I just scoffed at the 28mm capacity tank, but this is something else. You know, you're filling it like you would be dripping on an RDA. It is absolutely crazy. So that's in the queue. I don't know what's happening with that. I need to look in the box for that and see if there's a bigger tank and there's a way of making it bigger. If there isn't, then you know, obviously it's TPD. They've got to do it for TPD, but an RDTA with that capacity does get a bit tedious. I've got a tea. I've got a cup of tea. Sorry about that. Needs to be done. Needs to be done. Next thing. I'm just going to fly through these because there's such a lot of them. I don't want this video to go on forever. I know you've got things to do. So this is the Warrior. The Warrior. What's it say underneath? It's a Warrior from Tesla. So what is it? It is let's have a look. It is an 18650 removable battery, 18650 regulated mod. Quite dashing up on the eye. It's got these lovely grippy bits here where your hand goes. Tesla, well, it comes with a tank as well. It comes with the H8 mini tank. What are we going at? I've got it at 60 watts. Not the cloudiest thing in the world for 62 watts, is it? It's got a really interesting top fill thing on this, but that's that. So that's coming up very, very soon. The Tesla Warrior 80 watt. Not a bad kit, you know, not a bad kit. Tesla historically have done some terrible tanks. This one's not that bad. The mod though is really solid and cool. I don't know if these are still a thing, you know. I don't know if people get excited about 80 watt single 18650 mods anymore. But I suppose they need one in their range. Every company should have one in their range, and this looks to be Tesla's offering. Pretty good overall, you know. Good fit and finish, certainly. Not sure about bright yellow, but he says while vaping his bright yellow mod. So there's that as well. We've got this. This is coming up really soon. This is an overdue review. The eLeaf Invoke kit. Now they've really upped their game on this one. In recent eLeaf reviews, you guys have actually slated me in recent reviews for being down on eLeaf stuff, but not with this one. Not with this one. They have really upped their game. So maybe if anything, you know, my little nags have worked in a way. Awesome screen on this. Big full screen, loads of information on it. 2 batteries, volts, amps, ohms, wattage, power mode, curve mode, TC, TCR. It's got all that stuff. It's got a centered 510 as well. I know people were down for that. They wanted that so they could fit on their 25mm tanks. Comes with a tank as well. I've got it in bright green, quite snazzy. So yeah, it comes with a big tank as well. It's another derivative of their Elos. It's another Elo. I think it's the LOT. I think it's a bit cloudier. I'm at 77. And I've got a juice in there that you really shouldn't be vaping at 77 watts. But there you go. That is the thing. The main thing with this, and I know it's a big thing for a lot of people, and obviously eLeaf have noticed that as well, dual 18650 removable batteries. I know eLeaf have done a lot of built-in battery mods, and I know people's reservations and hesitations towards those, so they've answered that query as well. Dual 18650, 220 watt, I believe. Yeah. Snazzy kit, snazzy. You know it's going to be affordable. You know it's going to be well made because it's eLeaf, and they've ticked off the criticisms of previous reviews, and they've answered all those. Lovely big modern screen, centered 510, separate batteries, not built-in batteries. So that is cool that they've done that. Let me just turn it off. Really clicky button. I'm sure you can hear that. So that's the Invoke and LOT from eLeaf. So that's coming. That's coming really soon. Really soon, because it's late. What else have we got? What else have we got? We've got this on another Punk 220. I'm using both 220s I was sent. That's a bit greedy, isn't it? But the reason will become apparent now. I don't think I've ever had a copper RDA before, and I was sent a copper RDA by the brilliant Chris JB, also from VTUK, on a Tuesday night. He has done a new Pandora, so he did the Pandora V1 RDA back in the day. Can't have been that long ago, maybe 12 months ago. And it was it was a Kennedy killer, Kennedy RDA killer. It was like the Kennedy, but better, and it's the Pandora from Psychosis, and so they've done a V2 of this RDA now. Yeah, so they've done a V2 of this RDA now, the Pandora V2. So what they've done from the first one, so it is Kennedy-esque. It's got your airflow coming from underneath the coils. But the things with the Kennedy that annoyed people, they're a very successful RDA, very much loved RDA, but the things that annoyed people on Kennedys were it was quite susceptible to juice going down that hole and out of your airflow, just because of the nature of the design. And also the actual deck in there of the Kennedy is a little bit, looking back now, obviously in its day it was fine, but looking back now a little bit outdated. And also it used to snag your cotton when you took the cap off because of the nature of the build deck in there. So this has got a better build deck, smoother airflow than Kennedy. It doesn't leak down the hole. They've also got additional holes on the barrel. I hope you can see that, and they're like pointing downwardish a little bit as well. So they provide a little bit more airflow and a little bit more rounded airflow, which is no bad thing. What juice did I put in? I know exactly what juice I put in here. Voodoo Brew from modmaker.co.uk. Yeah, I got some Voodoo Brew in here. I'm going to juice this up. So you've got that fantastic undercoil flavour, and you can drip straight. The design of the deck, you'll have to wait for the review to see it properly, but the design of the deck is really clever. It really makes it difficult for juice to go down those holes, and there's a huge bit in the middle which allows you to drip straight down the tip. A lot of these undercoil airflow RDAs, you can't drip down the tip, it just gets too messy too quick, but you can with this. It's very cleverly put together. From the V1 Pandora, the one criticism that was sort of quite widely agreed, the airflow could have been smoother and swooshier. It is much smoother and swooshier now. This is the Pandora V2. I always feel like you don't need as much wattage with these undercoil ones. I feel like the flavour's always on point. So yes, that's the Pandora V2, and again, I don't know if it's available online yet. If it is, it'll be available at Vape-esque. Check out Vape-esque if you're in the UK and you want a Pandora V2, or track down on the internet Chris JB and wrestle him to the ground, which would be no mean feat. He's a bit of a unit. But yeah, that's the Pandora V2. Like I say, I've been holding that back from a video as well because I'm not sure it's available online yet. It should be, it might be. If it is, it'll be at Vape-esque. So check out Vape-esque. So that's the Pandora V2. Again, coming soon. Need to touch base with Chris. So there we go. That's that. Right. Oh, the next thing on the list I don't even have set up. It's this. It's this. Now, I have actually set this up and vaped it. Short story. This is the Hasta mouth to lung from Cthulhu Mod. I received it in, I got it in, added it to the queue, built it, a lovely little 0.9 mouth to lung build in here, wicked it up beautifully. It was vaping a treat, vaping away at it, doing my work. Like that's how I work. It's a lot like that. I was doing my work, just vaping away. It's a beautiful little thing, and put it down, went to bed, and came back, and the entire tank had flooded. The entire tank had just out everywhere, made a real old mess of the place, and so I cleaned it up and put it back in its box. I didn't have time to do another build or look into it or anything like that. Because I genuinely, hand on heart, have no idea why it flooded out. I was actually worried about it dry hitting, because I jam-packed it in there. That is the thing with these, what do we call them? What do we call these GTA-style decks? You know, the decks that are raised up in the tank. They do seem susceptible to these sort of problems. I don't think the vacuum can work the way it can when everything's down at the bottom. I don't know, but yeah, so it completely dumped out the tank, and I don't know why. I thought I had it all nailed. Only thing I can think is the O-rings at the top, because the O-rings at the top cap, they're really janky, and maybe the seal wasn't great, and over time, getting hot, getting cold through the night, I don't know, maybe the seal just wasn't good enough, and so the vacuum wasn't there, so it didn't hold itself in. I don't know, genuinely don't know, but it made a right mess. Before I went to bed that night, it was vaping very, very nicely, a very, very nice vape. It comes with a range of screws to adjust how tight you want that mouth to lung. You can have it really tight, like 0.8 mil. You can have, I think, what the smallest screw is. Also, the screws are push-in, which is quite cool as well. You just grab them out, push them in. You don't have to worry about screwing them in and getting them all sorted. So that is the Hasta mouth to lung RTA from Cthulhu. I will build it again. I will build it again, and I will sort it out. So that's that. Oh, I've got this. I'm actually quite excited about this. I don't know if I'm supposed to be or not. I don't know if it's on trend, but I got this from 5G Vape. I didn't know if I was going to hear from them again after my review of this, the supercar, because I really didn't like that supercar. It just had some real faults that needed correcting, but I didn't know I was going to hear from them again after that. Sometimes that's how it works. If you're too negative in a review, that company sack you off. But I have heard from them again. They sent me this. This is the Ice Spiders mech mod. Forget the RDA, that's just a cheater V2, but it's the Ice Spiders. It's a brass 2700 or 18650 mech mod. Charming little button on it, vaping a bit like this. Hits like a Japanese mule. It really does. Very low voltage drop from what I'm detecting. Also like the way they've done the 2700 or 18650 option on this. They've done two different top caps, and so the top caps inside have a different size gap, a different size groove for the battery to do its thing in. It's a very interesting way. So you just change the top cap if you want to change the battery on, and depending on which battery you choose as to how big this gap is here. But the way they've actually done the gap, it's not just a gap, it adds to the look of the device. They've beveled that bit in. They know there's going to be a gap, so they've beveled it in, they've neatened it up. It looks really nice. The very top of the cap chamfers for RDAs down to 24, 25 mil, something like that. And yeah, they've done a really nice thing with this. And the throw on the button is very nice. It sort of reminds me of the PAPs. It's actually quite light. It's quite a light press. And because it's completely flush, this button. And it's the actual mechanism is in the tube, not part of the tube. So it's not a big ka-gunk kagunk, you know, like so many of these RDAs, mech mods are now. It's a lovely little flush, neat button. So if you need a budget 2700 mech tube, check that out. Obviously, there's other contenders as well. There's the sorry if it's getting cloudy in here. That's going to happen. There are other contenders. There's the Jabo Wismec 1. What was this called? The RX Machina. It's really getting cloudy in here. Shall I pause? Shall I pause and clear the room? Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you, Clem Fandango. Yeah, so where were we? Yeah, so that was the thing that we talked about before. Okay, next. Two really exciting. I can see you dropping off a little bit, but I've got two really exciting things to show you now. I've got this, the iStick Kiya. The iStick, Kiya, Kiya. Check it out. Check it out. Look at this. It's got a really sort of fancy back, rubberized side bits. It's tiny, if you haven't figured that out yet. Look at the size of it. It is minuscule. Yeah, very, very small. It's eLeaf's new thing. It's the Kiya, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that screen. Can you see that? Really, really cool screen, very dashing, and it's a new sort of mouth-to-lung starter kit banger from them. But so much more than a little, you know, starty kitty thing. This is top tech, especially if you're a mouth-to-lung fan. Vape's a bit like that. I've got a 0.75 coil in here. Comes with this tank, the GS Juni, apparently. And it's got loads of airflow options if you want a bit more draw, a bit less draw. But it's mouth to lung in like this. Mouth to lung. A really nice flavour, really nice vape as well so far. Yeah, it's an interesting little kit. I mean, it's really good. You can open the airflow right up, so like that. So now we're a bit like this. And you can do a super restricted lung hit on it. But this is dashing. This is very, very neat. I've got it down to 3 holes, 1 on one side, 2 on the other. It does have a nice variety of airflow options on it. But yeah, so this is it. This is it. This is the Kiya from eLeaf. I wonder how high it goes. But it's about 50. In fact, I know it's 50. It's 50. 50 watts is the most it can do. Tiny little built-in battery. I'm at 15 watts. A magical 15 watts. Really cool. Really cool little thing. I've got to say, it's a really cool little thing. But most importantly, with these sort of kits, really, is the way the tank performs. And it's doing alright, you know. eLeaf, up in the mouth-to-lung game. Cool little mod that. Again, lovely, lovely screen. Is a built-in battery, this one. Doesn't say the MAR on the side. Wait for the full review of that. Shouldn't be too long till the full review of that one. But yeah, so a nice little mouth-to-lung option. That is super pocket-friendly as well. That is a proper little work vape or a pub vape or, you know, what have you. Very handy indeed. Wismec have also entered the market. The mouth-to-lung market. They've made this. Can you see this? This is the CB60 from Wismec, and it comes with this tank. Does this tank say anything underneath? Let's have a look. It says it's the Amor NS CB60. So this is a 60 watt mod, but this is a mod that comes as a kit for mouth to lunging, and this is a built-in battery as well, charged through the old micro USB. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Little screen on the side here. Up and down buttons there. Range of colours, obviously. Purple was the obvious choice for me. I didn't get to choose the colour. But yeah, this is a mouth-to-lung banger as well. Oof. Gonna have to pitch these two head to head, aren't I? Or am I? I'll just do 2 separate reviews and make your own mind up. Very, very nice. I'm assuming this has got a bigger battery than the eLeaf one. eLeaf one's more dinky. This has got a big old tank on it as well, but the mouth to lunging. Proper mouth to lung vape, that. They know what to do now with these mouth to lung situations. If only they'd have known how to do this 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Everyone wouldn't have gone crazy for the Nautilus when that finally arrived. That's the lowest you can have it. That's fully closed, basically. But even fully open, this is fully open. Still very mouth to lungy, so a very mouth to lungy thing. So that's a thing as well. That's the CB60 from Wismec, and that's a mouth to lung kit from them. So that's coming up for review as well. Nice to see, nice to see. I mean, a smoker's delight. Smoker's delight. There's finally some cool stuff for you guys. So that is that. Let me just make some notes. Good. Right. Good. Right. Let's move on to some slightly more random things. Let's do a bit of miscellaneous vlog information, and then we will return to talking about new stuff. I'll unbox that new thing. I'll talk about some previous things. If there's any notes further down the line from the review that I need to give you on any of the things I've already reviewed. So we'll do those two things after we've done miscellaneous vlog things. Okay, so the first miscellaneous vlog thing is this. This is from modmaker.co.uk. Literally the best place to go in the world if you need mod making parts. But they don't just do mod making parts. They do things for everyone. They are an amazing place. Modmaker.co.uk, super duper. Right, they sent me this. Rick Grove, fellow Omi, sent me this. What this is a 510 tightening kit. Right? Are you following me so far? So what this is, I'll get it out of the pack. This is a set of tools. I might cut to some up close of it in action now. But this is a set of tools. Comes with all the tubing, piping and everything that you're going to need for tightening your 510. Specifically useful for all these new squonkers that have hit in the market. So for example, the Org Vape Squonker, we bashed this recently. If you wanted to retrofit a better 510, because it's a really rubbish 510, if you want to retrofit a good 510 onto here, you could go to modmaker.co.uk and you could get a 510 squonking 510 from modmaker.co.uk, and then you could use this to tighten down. I need to get it all out of packaging really to explain it, but to tighten down your 510 in your enclosure. Also, if you've been like me buying loads of squonkers over the last year or so, or not buying's the wrong word for me, but getting loads of these handmade, beautifully crafted squonkers, then what you will find, if you get one of these kits, what you'll find is the 510 needs tightening. The 510 on a lot of these squonkers needs tightening, even if it's just from time to time, or it wasn't as tight as it could have been when it was made. This is a kit that helps you do that, and I think it's brilliant. Before this, people were just having to do what they could, you know, to tighten these things up. Spanners, you know, pliers, whatever they could to get them tight. And that is why, before this kit existed, that is why so many of the ones before this kit aren't as tight as they could be. You'll be amazed at how untight your 510s currently are. Look at this. Look at this. We've got a little spanner here. Little spanner. Look at that. Perfect for the Modmaker range of 510s for tightening those on. So yeah, so you've got your tools. You've got all your tools. All these bits and bats. Spanner. All that good stuff, and I'll cut to a little bit of footage on how to do that whilst I'm talking now. But yeah, so get along. Also, right, and I've not been told to say this, but modmaker.co.uk. If you're a squonker, as I am, modmaker.co.uk have just released a new set of squonk bottles. Super, super soft, like silicon rubberized squonk bottles. Really, really nice ones. So if you're in need of a new squonk bottle, honestly, check out these super, super soft ones, because change your life. They'll change your life. They're amazing. So check those out. Loads of different sizes as well. So check those out. So go along to modmaker.co.uk and check out what's going on there with the squonk bottles. Are really cool. Tightening kit. They've still got that mech polishing kit. All that good stuff. So yeah, go and check out modmaker.co.uk. It's not just for mod makers, it's for vapors. That's not their official slogan. So that's the thing. Also got sent this. I'm not reviewing it, so it's not in my queue as such, but I got sent the official release version of the Siren V2. Now, I did a review for a Siren V2, but what it turned out to be was the beta version or the pre-release version or what have you of the Siren. And I did a review. Then it became apparent that who sent it me? It was either like Heaven's Gifts, I think, sent it me, and they sent it me by mistake, and they got told off by Digiflavor, or between them they messed this up. So I actually reviewed the beta version of it, and so in the end I just changed the title to beta or whatever. But I now have in my possession the actual retail version of the Siren. Now I've compared the two. And the way they vape is identical. The way the actual build deck works, the way you wick it, build it, vape it, is identical. All they've really done with this is two things. They've removed one half of the airflow, so that is the widest you can have this now. There was an option to make it super wide. I think they felt they didn't need that because you wouldn't buy it and vape it like that. So they've done that, and they've just basically made it a lot better looking. It was a bit of an eyesore, the one that I reviewed. So I stand by everything I said in that review. But yes, this is what it looks like now. Very pretty, very pretty. And this Siren V2 that is unused, I'm going to place in the next charity raffle. I've got a bag in the corner there. As soon as that bag gets full, I'm only putting really good stuff in this time. And so when that bag gets full, that is when the next raffle will be. It will be at the start of December, I believe. So yeah, I'm going to do sort of a Christmas-themed charity raffle as the next charity raffle. If you're impatiently waiting on that. There you go. That is now in the bag, in the giveaway, the raffle bag. So that's that sorted. Thank you to Digiflavor for sending me the real one, but I'm still a little bit upset about you sending me the not real one. So that is that. Right. Two reviews for things that never got reviews. I have two things that are coming off my queue that I'm not going to review, that I was supposed to review, that I should have reviewed. Number one, the triple RTA from Vandy Vape. To be honest, this just wasn't my bag. I didn't need a 3-coil RTA. There is absolutely nothing wrong with it at all. It vapes a bit like this. Big old cloudy RTA. 3 coils in here. Very, very nicely put together and all that. But I just don't need it. So yeah, so there's nothing wrong with it. It just didn't get a review for whatever reason, and now it's yesterday's news, so it's not getting a review. But I think it's an excellent RTA. I think it's very well put together. I think it works very, very well. Flavour is exceptional when you've got 3 coils in it. And yeah, I'm at 77.7 watts, 0.15. Yeah, it works great. It works absolutely fine. Very well put together. Wicks absolutely perfectly. It's a really good, it's a really good vape. It's a really good vape, but it's just not for me because I just don't need it. I can get that vape quality from a dual coil. RTA, and I just never really grabbed my attention, never really infused me for you know, those reasons, and so it ended up just not getting a review. And so apologies to Vandy Vape. They do make and send so much stuff that it gets very difficult to review it all. But I've reviewed the vast majority of it, but not the triple, unfortunately. So that's not happening. The other thing that I'm not going to review is this. This is the Joyetech Ecig. This is the Ecig. This is a mouth-to-lung starter kit vape. It's actually had a lot of reviews, this. A lot of the American reviewers have reviewed this. So, yes, it's had good coverage, so I don't think they'll be too worried about little old me not reviewing it. For whatever reason, just slipped through the net. It's another starter kit, another starter vape, a little tube, 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off. It has an amount of Mars, which is acceptable for how it vapes. It's a 1.2 ohm coil, recommended between 8 and 14 watts, and it vapes a bit like this. It's just a nice little starter kit, a nice little starter vape. This will end up in my wife's handbag, I have no doubt. Works fine. It works fine. It's a solid little thing. If you know a smoker, feel free to buy them, a Joyetech Ecig. I was going to do a quick look on that, but never got round to it. Never got round to it. So there we go. That's coming off the queue now as well. But it's fine. It's solid. I don't think it's as good as the... One of the reasons for lack of enthusiasm is I don't think that's as good as the Innokin Endura T20S. So my recommendation would be a T20S, I'm afraid. But that, if you do stumble across one of those and the Endura's not available, I'd have no qualms in telling a smoker to pick one of those up. Yeah, so that would have been a quick look, but it's not happening for whatever reason. I've just got a lot of stuff. You've seen all the stuff I've got to review, and it's I'm just one man, and so can't do it all, I'm afraid. And so I'm not doing that one. Just a quick note on the quick looks. I did mention on a quick look, but I don't think that many people watched it. So just a quick mention on quick looks about what the quick looks are. Now, the quick looks, I might have been repeating myself again. I might have already said this again, but the quick look videos, they're not first looks. They're not like raced up there for views, you know. They're not first looks. They're not full reviews, but they're not unboxings or anything like that. What they are a very condensed review of a very simplified device that doesn't require immense amounts of detail. So if it's a starter kit, it's got no screen, it's got no variable voltage, it's got no variable wattage, it's got no special tank options, it's got no rebuildable element. If it doesn't have any of those things, I'm not going to insult you guys by making you sit through 10-15 minutes of footage of this. You just press this button and a bit of vapor comes out, you know. So what I do is I just condense the review into a short look. I still now, if you've seen a quick look recently, I still now cut in up close of the mod. I still take it apart on camera, put it back together on camera to show you guys, and I just clip that into the footage. So I'm still showing you everything you need to see, I feel, but it's not a full review. It's just a quick look, but it's not a first look, it's not an unboxing, it's not anything shady like that. So that is what that is. So yeah. Right, let's have a quick look at things that we have reviewed. We have reviewed a lot of things. The queue has been ridiculous recently. Not that it's any of your concern, you guys concerned, don't need to worry about this, but none of my videos are monetized anymore. They all get flagged. They all get, you know, the flag thing. Everyone's talking about it on YouTube, but yeah, they all get demonetized because they're unsuitable for most advertisers. And so I've stopped monetizing them. Screw it. Why should you guys have to watch adverts if I'm not getting sweet, sweet cash for it? So yeah, that's a thing. You don't need to worry about that though. So previously reviewed items. The Ray RTA, we've talked about that enough. You don't need to hear any more about that. The Punk 220, one thing I didn't make very clear on the review, and I even talked about it as a negative, and I shouldn't have, was the light show. So it has these LEDs on it, and you can press this button to flick through them. If you actually keep flicking after M5 or light show 5, there isn't an LED off. So you can turn the LED off, which is great. And I didn't make that very clear in the video, but you can turn the LED off, so don't worry about the LED if that's not your thing. So that's cool. That is cool that you can do that. And I do like that mod. I wish it still had that manual off switch, but I do like it. The Vape Kenzie RTA. That was the one with the bubble tank. Really cool RTA, right up my street. Dual coil RTA, 40 to 80 watts. Banging out the flavour, banging out the clouds. You know, a very decent, not completely unspectacular, don't get me wrong, but a very decent RTA. Basically, it was what I wanted from the triple, really. It wicks just like the triple, but it's a dual coil. And a very nice deck, actually, as well. The Atopac Dolphin, mouth to lung and direct to lung mod. I did a quick look on that. Yeah, so the Dolphin is the new Penguin, and it's more mouth-to-lung friendly, and it's very, very good, and it's the wife's new favourite vape, the Dolphin, so a big thumbs up from her. Yeah, so I think it's good, the Dolphin. If you're a Penguin fan, check it out. If you're a Penguin skeptic, check it out, that Dolphin video, because I think they've responded very well to feedback on the Penguin. So there we go. The Druga, I did Q&A #4, talked about temp controls and best coils and stuff like that. Let me know if you want the Q&As to keep going. I genuinely don't know. They do okay stats wise, but I don't know if everyone's loving it or not. Let me know about the Q&As if you want that series to keep going. It's just a bit of fun. But also, I feel like there is some informative information in there sometimes, and you guys are great in the comments, with your answers as well. It's like a collective hive mind. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know if you want the Q&As to keep going. I did the Vape Druga Squonk kit. Not good, I'm afraid. Not good, that one. Despite what you might have heard elsewhere, it's not a good kit. So that's that. Oh, the iJoy Capo. The iJoy Capo. I love this. I raved about this. In fact, I called it the best kit of 2017. I stand by that. I've actually done a written review of this as well. Vapevibe.co.com. God, hold on. Yes, vapingvibe.com. Vapingvibe.com is a link in the description to an article I wrote about the Capo on vapingvibe.com. Cool website. Check it out. I just decided to do a little written review for them guys, and it seems to have gone down quite well. So check that out if you fancy reading something. I don't know if that's your bag or not. Also did the Bonza. Oh, it's going to get really cloudy in here if I pull this out. The Bonza RDA from the Vaping Bogan. Love this RDA. Love this RDA. Really cool RDA. The Bonza from the Vaping Bogan. That's made by Vape as well, and that's a really, really good RDA. Really like that Bonza, so check that Bonza out if you missed it. Let's do it. It's time. I've kept you in suspense long enough. Let's do a live unboxing of a thing that's arrived. I've taken it out of the box. I don't need to wave a big knife around on camera. Like some people with more charisma. But let's get this out. So what is it? It is the Vape Soul Vone kit, 230 watt kit. Not opened it yet. Let's open it on camera. Cellophane for days. So yeah, it's a sub-tank and mod, and that's all I know. That's all I know. I've not opened it or nothing. So, big old box. Let's have a look what it says on the back. 230 watt, dual 18650 in series. Comes with 40 to 120 watt sub-ohm coil. Alright, let's have a look. Big old box. So Vape Soul, I don't know, it must be quite a new company or something. I don't know. So it's got a split design on the box. Opening up the first thing. Oh, the first bit is... First compartment is a really nice charge cable and user manual. And the second pouch, one would hope, is the actual mod. Why isn't this... I broke the box now. Why won't that come out? I think that was meant to slide out like that. Anyway. But it didn't, so I've broken it. So this is the mod. Look at that. Look at that thing. Let's get the sub-tag out as well. Right, so we've got this big beastie sub-tank. What's going on here then? Oh dear. Oh! It's got a cool top fill. Right, so the top, check this out, the top fill on it. Okay, so it's got these tiny sort of like buttons on the side of the tank, and you press them, and it pops the top off, and then you can spin it around. Cool. And then when you're done, you just push it back in. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. What juice am I going to put in here? It's a pretty cloudy tank, so I don't want anything too. Don't want anything too leery. Gluttony from justadnick.co.uk. DB Liquids Gluttony. Don't ask me what it tastes of. I can't really place it, but I like it. Kind of like blueberry, strawberry, blueberry, fruity tang. I'm just priming my wick right now. If you're wondering what on earth I'm doing, I need a split camera setup for this, don't I? We get to use that fancy top fill now. Let's do that fancy top fill thing. So screw this back on. It's not super loud actually, it's not a bad thing. Right, so pop, pop, squirt. That'll do, just in case it all floods out. I need to find two 18650 batteries as well. Could be more prepared, I suppose, couldn't I? Looks like the mod can comfortably fit. Looks like the mod can comfortably fit 25mm tanks on top. So the screen is here on this side here. Let's take this little sticker off. Oh, felt good. Did that feel good? Was that good? As good to watch as it was? So the screen is here on this side. It's got a little battery door here, positive and negative. Stick these in. A couple of batteries. Oh, the door's a bit janky. Oh, okay. Not too bad. Right, so this whole side piece here, this whole bit, you can press it at the top, you can press it at the side. The whole bit is a fire button. Yellow, grey, black going on here. Yellow on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Vape Soul. Hugely screeny thing going on. Wonder what all those bars mean. Wonder if that's the... Let's turn it down to start with. Let's start at modest. So the tank says 50 to 110 watts on it, this coil. It's a 0.15. So let's start at 46. Let's just get it a bit primed up. I'm rushing it a bit actually for being on camera, but let's just have a very cheeky vape on it. Cotton. So it looks like it can do various modes. Let's try and figure out the menu. 1, 2, 3. Oh ho ho! 1, 2, 3. We're in the options screen. We've got working time. We've got screen to dark, turn screen off, screen brightness, software version. It's an upgradable thing, this, and that is that. Oh, fire and plus locks it. Fire and plus unlocks it. Oh, you can lock your resistance by pressing fire and down. But how do you change your power mode and stuff? Okay, so fire and plus together is what changes. Find my phone. Oh my goodness. It has Bluetooth compatibility. I'm not getting into that right now, but it's got power mode, nickel, titanium, stainless steel, TCR. Right, oh gosh. Let's stay in power mode. So let's have another little try on this now. It's had a tiny bit longer to soak it in. It works quite well, this fire button. I'm actually thumbing it and just thumbing down on the button. But obviously, if you finger it, you can go that way. But it does sort of lend itself to that. It's sturdy. It's very sturdy. It's very big for a dual 18650 mod. But got to put that Bluetooth chip in, right? So it's a thing. It's a thing. More science is required. I don't know what benefit I would get from connecting my phone to it. Gonna have to let that coil head soak up a bit more before we ruin the coil and therefore ruin the review. But that is the Vone kit, from Vape Soul. Bluetooth. Everything's better with Bluetooth, right? So that's the thing. So let me write that into my queue. Let's do a bit of admin on cam. Vone. There we go. That has joined the queue. We'll see how that goes. As ever, no guarantees. No guarantees. They got a good airing there at the very least. So that about wraps it up, I think. I don't know how long this is. So we've taken a few little breaks to sort stuff out. But yeah, thank you for your continued support. Viewing my stuff is the way you do that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for making it this far. Let me know your thoughts on this RTA tank thing. Are RTAs dead? What do you think of that Titan one that's 41mm wide? Is that more exciting to you? Is that you more likely to buy that than the Ray, just a little 24mm velocity banger? Where do you stand on RTAs? Are RTAs dead in the water thanks to squonking or what? Let me know in the comments section. That'd be interesting to know. Coming up, I've got all that stuff that I just mentioned. Some good stuff, some okay stuff. Not too many stinkers coming up, to be fair, by the looks of it. So a few interesting ones to come. Keeping as busy as I can. Let me know if you want the Q&A thing to continue. All good stuff. I'm gonna end it there. I don't think there's anything else. Let's say. Oh. So the charity raffle, that's happening at the start of December, I believe. Just need to fill that bag up with stuff, which I'm doing bit by bit. The triple will join that bag, I believe, as well now. Let me know if you know of a suitable Christmas themed charity, Christmassy charity. Is there like can we donate money to like a gift parcels for orphans type thing, or is there a Christmas themed charity anywhere in the world that does PayPal? Let me know. I've been Vape and Vick, and I'll see you again soon.